Pregnant again too soon after first baby. Boyfriend is excited, I'm not. So this is a throwaway because my boyfriend knows my main account. I recently found out I was pregnant. Normally, I would be over the moon happy. But we recently had a baby in July 2020. I'm not emotionally ready for another baby. I went on birth control and started the depot shot to prevent having another baby. I literally went in for another injection in December. They didn't bother to test me since I was in the time frame window. I started having all the telltale symptoms and immediately went to the store to buy a test. Sure enough, it confirmed my suspicions. I told my boyfriend and he was extremely happy and excited, saying that he cannot wait to grow our family, etc. I however am far from excited. I don't think we are stable enough for another baby right now. He works long days and barely sees the baby we have now, so a lot of our baby's needs fall on me. I work and then literally come home to work again, but it's just to take care of him and our son. He doesn't cook or clean, so it sometimes feels like there's already 2 kids in the house. I've expressed how stressed out I am at the fact he doesn't help, and he'll help for a few days before going back to the same routine. I've considered terminating this pregnancy, but I know he will be completely against it. I don't want to cause any arguments, but I really don't think right now is a good time to have another baby. Any advice is appreciated. Edit/update. I've been trying to keep up with the overwhelming amount of responses. I appreciate everyone taking the time to read through and take the time to give me some advice. To everyone talking about the depot shot and birth defects, I plan to discuss this with my obgyn. To everyone saying to abort and claim miscarriage, there's no way I can do this. I've had a miscarriage before and I would not be able to lie about something like that. I would be honest with my boyfriend, despite knowing how angry he will be, and hope that he would understand why I did what I did. To everyone calling him a deadbeat, he works 14 to 16 hours a day in a job with tons of machinery, so I sympathize and understand he needs rest. I would not say this justifies his actions, but he is an excellent provider for our son and is always trying to spend time with him on the days off. He has been nothing short of sweet during my entire pregnancy and always made sure I was taken care of, even bathing me when I couldn't reach my legs anymore and giving me home manis/pedis. I do think I enable some of the behavior, and I own that, but I wouldn't call him a deadbeat. Please read up. If you are on Depo-Provera, it was my understanding that you cannot carry a baby to term. There are many heinous birth defects, not cosmetic, life-threatening mutations, that occur when the depot hormones are interacting with your pregnancy hormones. Please consult a doctor, the decision may be out of your hands. Edit. A lot of people are getting very upset with this comment. If you read the discussion below, we go into where we got this information, from our doctors. As I mentioned, my anecdotal information is over a decade old, but I stand by discussing with her doctor first. If this angers you, I'm sorry, but grow up. I started looking into it the moment I found out. I already planned to discuss with my obgyn on what she thinks would be the best next steps, as I wouldn't want to willingly put my unborn baby into harm's way either. Oh boy, that is hard. Do you know on the airplane they say to put on your face mask before helping others? It is because if you pass out you can't help anyone else, and you become a bigger burden to those in the seats next to you. You are already overwhelmed. Sit down with your boyfriend, go over everything like how much will it cost to add a second baby who needs diapers and daycare and doctor visits. Also he will have to step up and start doing more around the house like cleaning and cooking and taking care of baby one. Your body can only handle so much at once and growing a new human while taking care of baby is a lot. It might even be that you have to quit work because your paycheck wouldn't even cover the additional daycare cost. I strongly advise you talking to a counselor with your boyfriend and look at all your options together. Make a list and a contract as to who will do what should you keep this baby, then talk together about what to do. But at the end of all the discussion it is still your choice if you carry this baby to term or not. This dude is not going to get it, talking will not help. 6 months in and he doesn't help her one iota. I'm a new dad myself, February 2020, and if pulled a fraction of the shit this deadbeat did my wife would have already divorced me. Please terminate and then consider getting this loser out of your life. He at the minimum needs a real wake up, not just another talk. Mention lawyers and make sure he knows his bullshit is not acceptable. It sounds like this is a recipe for disaster. Work on the responsibilities between you two, all of it should never fall on one person. It's your body, you can terminate if you want to. Yes, it's something you should discuss, but ultimately, sounds like a bad idea. I don't want to cause any arguments is a bad reason to not terminate, because if you have this baby, arguments will be had. Exclamation mark. Preggo with Underappreciated, amazing BF. I am 8 weeks pregnant and so far the pregnancy has been complete hell. I am in constant pain, have no energy, constipated as shit, and always feel like I'm a second away from puking. My boyfriend has been amazing through all this. He cooks every day, making sure there are food boxes and snacks for me when the nausea flares up, fixing all kinds of vitamins and medicine to make my life more bearable, driving me to and from work even when he's been working night while simultaneously taking care of the house and garden and helping our elderly neighbors, and so on. I am completely useless at the moment, and can't do anything to help out at all. This whole thing has made me realize how utterly amazing he is, especially when you read other threads here about pregnant ladies and lazy dads to be, and I've never loved him as much as right now. I try to tell him how much I appreciate it every day, but I would like to do something nice for him. Considering the state I'm in, all the ideas I do have will have to wait until I'm at least a little bit better. So, I need some ideas on big gestures that are, physically, easy to do, but really shows him how much I appreciate everything he does for me. Help, update, thanks for all your answers and suggestions. I've decided to just leave him little notes telling him how much I love and appreciate him. The rest will have to wait until me and my body are friends again. Just to clear some things up. 1. Yes, he will get blowjobs eventually. Just not when there is a huge risk I will puke all over his penis. 2. Yes, we are having kids before getting married. Where I live it's really not that weird. We have also been together for nearly a decade, own a house together and shared economy, so we are practically married in every way except on paper. 3. Thanks for all the suggestions on how to make life easier right now. I already have medications and vitamins and so on. But apparently I have some kind of condition which means that I will feel especially shit for at least some more weeks. Thankfully it does not affect the baby, so right now I just have to hold on until it passes. 4. For all the people messaging me that he is a pathetic fool for being by my side like this, maybe, but he is my pathetic fool and he makes me happy. I hope someday you also find someone who you will do anything for. I started doing small things like leaving notes around and packing his lunchbox for him for work. I tried to also involve his daughter in things like, instead of saying have fun at work, I love you, I said we love you and drew a tiny heart inside of a bigger heart. He started putting his favorites up on the fridge. I also decided to buy him one of the modern phone printers, like a Polaroid camera but sleek and for your pocket, plus a giant cork board to go on the wall. That way we can pin up all kinds of pictures, including the ultrasound pictures. I also of course have fun talking with him about what an awesome dad he's going to be. A fun thing I've enjoyed doing during my pregnancy has been to sit with him every week and go over the fetal development, what size she is, what's growing, the side effects, and what not. I love including him in every step of the process and I think that makes him the happiest as a new father. Fingers crossed your pregnancy gets better. My first trimester was awful but the second trimester was a total breeze. I advise see your OBGYN and get nausea meds ASAP. Zofran has been an absolute game changer for my nausea. My boyfriend and I don't live together and my daughter had COVID last March. He was running every possible errand to make things easier for her. Bringing food, plants, she loves gardening, he bought Lego to keep her busy. He'd drop in medicine and sent the occasional pizza when I was too busy bringing down her fever to cook. We sent him a t-shirt before she was allowed out of quarantine. It had lots of superhero logos on and said "You are my favorite hero" written underneath. He was on the phone with her when he opened it and he was welling up when she said he deserves to be treated like a hero because we couldn't go out. Gratitude and compliments. I cannot stress enough how few genuine compliments the average man gets, so they mean the world to us when we do get them. Find ways to genuinely compliment him, both in regards to the things he's doing for you and in general. Trust me, it will make him feel like a champion. Also, remember that you're not doing nothing. You're going through an ordeal right now in being pregnant with his child. These things he's doing are because he loves you and is equally grateful for what you're doing. All the comment are great. I'm sure he really appreciated when you just thanks him. But there are some idea. Put hot water bottle in bed to heat his place. If you have enough money, order an home delivery meal by surprise. It can be nothing, but prepare list of easy meal to do. Because cook and shop is very longer when they have to find some idea. But I'm sure he understand how you are sick. Just be here to listen him is perfect. I think that constantly telling him how grateful you are to have him in your life is way more important than one big gesture. Simple thank you for doing this is much more important than many people think. It will encourage him to go on with what he is doing. Little things you could also do is, when you talk to a friend or family over the phone, then take care that he hears it when you brag towards them how grateful you are to have him in your life and how amazing he is in this difficult times. Would it be weird for me, 13M, to start referring to my stepsister, 17F, as my sister and call my stepdad, Dad? My sister was a piece of shit to say the least. And thankfully she's out of my life, and she has been for a while. But my moms and stepdad have been together for 6 years, and me and my stepsister have lived together for 4 years. And we've grown pretty close. At least I think we have. She always talked about how she wished she had a little brother, or even a little sister, but she never did. And she's honestly kinda like one of my best friends. Edek what I would call her, BC. I feel like just calling her sister is weird. But also I don't always just want to call her name if that makes sense. And my stepdad is a lot better than my dad too. And luckily I'm only seeing my dad every other weekend. For some reason he still wants at least some custody even though he treats me like shit and doesn't seem to care about me at all. Whereas my stepdad is kinda what I think my dad should be like. He teaches me a lot of useful life skills. He actually supports me. He helps me with stuff, we do stuff together, we can actually talk without it turning into a screaming match, all that fun stuff. And I'd like to start calling him dad, but I feel like it would be really awkward. And he still calls me his stepson, so what if like he doesn't want me to call him dad? I'm thinking about just talking to my mom about this, but I'd if I should. My stepdaughter calls me dad. Go for it, smile. Maybe next time they do something nice for you be like thanks sis or you're the best, dad. I'm sure that'll melt his heart. The first time I called my stepdad dad in front of him, I was talking to a neighbor and said it very casually. He apparently told my mom, who obviously told me about it. Lol, he got misty-eyed. And he's not a very emotional man, let me tell you. There's absolutely nothing weird about being loving. I think that's super sweet. Do it, bet $5 your stepdad will cry out of happiness. He doesn't cry much. Like the last time I saw him cry was when his dog died, but even then it was just some tears. No, not at all. So how would I do it? Like just be like hey dad instead of saying his name? Saying like I love you, dad, or should I ask him if it's okay? Same with my stepsister.